What's good here, YouTube? It's your boy Black Uchiha 3 long face, skinny body, got no degree. I'm still working on that part, and we back with some more Fire Boruto anime content. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe before we get into the video. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the video with your friends, cause we finna get real serious in this John, bro. But let's jump right into the business. So breaking it down, what last chapter really did was give us, I want to say, like, overall Boruto's plot, like the main point of Boruto's story, maybe even like the main point of Boruto Shippuden, because we understand with Naruto it was clear from the jump, yeah, that nigga wanted to be Hokage. We got through the story after realizing this shit just wasn't about to be about him screaming Sasuke's name every 3 episodes. It was really going to be about them taking on the Akatsuki and why this Nine Tails inside of Naruto was so important. And we understood, okay, shit, that's what Naruto's about to be about. This nigga trying to become Hokage and him stopping the cycle of hatred. And how do you do that? Well, you have to deal with all of the fucking obstacles, which poses to be the fucking Akatsuki and Orochimaru and shit like that. So now here we have a clear understanding of what Boruto's story is about to be about, rather than just assuming or guessing what Momoshiki's prophecy was. And now even going back into Momoshiki's prophecy is like, well, shit, my nigga, what did you see? Did you see yourself in Boruto's body? Or did you see Boruto? Like, why was his fate so interesting? Was it interesting to the fact that, like, shit, my nigga, your fate is interesting because, like, I'm finna take over your body, Momoshiki, Naruto's next generations, or like what's going down? Like, Momoshiki's prophecy is still unclear, and there's still a whole lot of, I guess you could say, like, pinpoints and dialects that we may be overlooking or underlining. But as we get further into the story, as we did like with chapter 46 and onward, we're going to be able to understand more of what Momoshiki meant throughout his prophecy in Boruto's life and Boruto's future, meaning that those blue eyes is going to take everything away from him. Could it be that Momoshiki might actually, for a short period of time, completely take over Boruto's body, and Boruto will become the villain in his own fucking story? And throughout that phase is like shit goes down, and then once Boruto gets back to normal, it's his duty to, you know, basically fix all of the wrongs that he, even though it wasn't necessarily him, but that his body was responsible for. Now, I could see the story going in those two directions, either or, whether it's just a race against time for Boruto's existence, where the entire story is just based upon them finding a way to stop the Karma Seal. We knew how important it was for Kawaki to get this shit off his body, but we didn't understand prior to chapter 46 and Amato's information and all of these fucking shell bombs that he just dropped on our domes last chapter. We didn't understand, like, the significance of how important it is to get that Karma Seal off a nigga's head. Now, I don't know why it hasn't been brought up yet. I don't know, maybe they're just not, maybe it just doesn't matter, and then the Karma Seal could just go somewhere else. But I'm like, shit, bro, if y'all really with it, nigga, just slice this nigga's arm off. You feel me? Like, slice this nigga whole arm off, give him a prosthetic like Kawaki got, fuck around, slice Kawaki's other arm off, give him another prosthetic, and shit would be Gucci. We going along with everybody's day. But the two sides I see Boruto's story taking is, one, like I said, a race against time for Boruto's existence, which I'm really trying to focus this video on. And then the second one, which I'm not going to shed too much more light on, I could make another or expand my ideas further upon it. But the second idea would be like Momoshiki actually succeeds in being able to fully take over Boruto's body, and shit just goes haywire. Everything goes left. And in the midst of Boruto getting his body back, he has to fix all of the problems and all of the mistakes that Momoshiki caused. And of course, obviously, it's going to dwell around the entire Otsutsuki race, the entire Shinobi race, because even in fucking Toneri's dreams and that he was revealing to Boruto all of this information, it's like, in this middle of like all of the chaos and all of the crazy shit that's going on, Toneri is specific. He's like, gods are going to descend upon your land. Shit is going to get bad. And he said gods with the plural, like S, so meaning multiple, not just one or two or a few. Like, these niggas are coming, bro. And it's like, you're going to be in the middle of everything, but at the same time, you're going to be like the star of hope for both races. And Toneri says something interesting too. He says that he really believes that, now I don't know if this nigga was really smoking some shit or not, but he believes that the Shinobi had the potential to surpass the Otsutsuki. Now, the only thing I can see justifying that is the fact that these niggas Naruto and Sasuke, and not only that, but the fact that Otsutsuki cannot harvest chakra like how the Shinobi can, meaning that Shinobi have chakra inside their bodies, whereas Otsutsuki have to continuously seek out and find chakra in order to, you know, further develop their bodies. But if Momoshiki actually manages to take over Boruto's body, that's a whole whole nother fucking like that. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised because you see all these curveballs they've been giving us ever since, bro. I'm not finna jack, bro. I'm not finna jack, bro. Ever since this man Kawaki came into the manga, bro, this nigga Kodachi's been throwing nothing but curveball after curveball, chapter after chapter, right? So what we have now is a race against time for Boruto's existence, and we see it, and we see how urgent it is. This nigga Naruto's like, yo, how the fuck can we stop this, right? What's going on? Like, can we like prevent the process or slow the process of the karma seal? And Amato's literally giving this nigga all the information he has. Now, this is something that we have to be careful with, very, very careful with. And it could be as well, because you even see Sasuke, he questioning some of the things that Amato's saying, because even before Sasuke questioned it, I was a little unclear on that, because when Amato said they etched the karma seal and then eventually they become the fucking vessel and the karma seal disperses, I'm like, well, if this nigga Ishiki was injured by Kage over 1,000 years ago and then he took Jigen's karma seal, why does Jigen still have the karma seal? But that's basically the question that Sasuke asked this nigga Amato, and Amato broke down the details of how, you know, this nigga Jigen body is inadequate. So in a sense, without them initially saying it, but showing us, because we get to see like what Ishiki did himself, but the Otsutsuki has the ability to control the effects, or I guess you can say whether the karma seal goes into effect immediately right away or slow down the effects rather than having the ability to speed up the process. Because if they wanted to speed up the process, this nigga Ishiki would have sped up Kawaki's process. But they definitely have the ability to slow the effects of karma if they don't find the current vessel that they're residing in sufficient enough to allow them more time to find another vessel. So that would be Ishiki's case. Now for Boruto, we don't have a clear understanding of how much longer he has, but Amato made it clear as day that this shit is going on right now. Like, all of the information that Momoshiki has, all of the data, all of that DNA is being slowly dispersed and programmed into Boruto's body until he ultimately and inevitably becomes Momoshiki. So y'all know back when I did the entire series of the 5th grade Shinobi Wars, one of the things I talked about is, you know, after we get all of this information from Amato, after we see this Kashin versus Jigen, Sasuke himself is going to be put in a position where he's like, you know what, fuck it, Boruto, come with me, we're going to have to go train, get stronger, and see what's going down. Now, after chapter 46, I really believe that shit's going to happen, because this nigga Sasuke is going to be like, all right, you know what? Boruto, you have to be by my side at all times. We're going to have to figure out a way to slow down the effects of this karma seal, because if it's inevitable for you to turn into Momoshiki, that shit, like, that's the #1 top priority mission now, rather than just going around looking for Otsutsuki ruins and finding out clues if anybody else is coming to Earth. Now it's like, oh shit, all eyes are on Boruto, all eyes are on Kawaki, even though it's always has been, but now this shit is like, it's crucial and things are turning up and the suspense is rising. So Sasuke's questioning the things that Amato's saying, and just saying that is like, you can't, I'm not going to say like Amato's flat out lying to us, right? Because it's obvious that he's not lying to us. This nigga is in a dire situation. He's prepared to die. He has nothing to fucking lose. It's all in or all out, right? So who's to say that maybe Amato's information isn't necessarily him lying or falsely giving us details, but it could be flawed to the sense where it may not be to his understanding that there's actually a way to counter the effects or slow the process, or even to get rid of the karma seal all in all, and it's just that Amato doesn't know it, because I really don't understand how Amato has all of this information. The only way I can say is if this nigga Ishiki / Jigen was able to disclose this information, which would make sense, because Jigen would have to have the utmost complete trust put into his top scientist / right-hand man for order for his plans to go through fluidly. But here it could be one of those things where Amato got this information from Jigen, but Jigen maybe didn't disclose all of the information for him for his own personal reasons, meaning that why would, you know, I tell you how to reverse the effects of the karma seal, or why would I tell you that the karma seal isn't permanent and there is actually a way to take it off the human body or to remove it? Why would I do that when I could just tell you there's absolutely no way and just destroy all hope right there? Now, that can be argued, but then again comes in the situation, how does this nigga Amato know how to kill an Otsutsuki, right? So all of that is like, it's just crazy, right? But then we understand this nigga Boruto is really in a race against time, and this ultimately puts Naruto in a crazy ass predicament where it's like, it's his son, or essentially the village, rather the ninja world, you know what I'm saying? Because if Momoshiki, this is say Momoshiki does take over Boruto's body, this nigga's gonna go on a rampage. And Amato said it before, you know, with Ishiki planning to become revived throughout Kawaki's body, and in Jigen's body. We already seen how strong this nigga was in Jigen's body. We already seen the strength that Boruto was able to display with his karma. So with Momoshiki just temporarily taking over, so it's safe to say that once the Otsutsuki fully takes over the transformation and the karma seal is able to disappear and the transformation is complete, this nigga Momoshiki is gonna be on an entirely, completely whole nother level that just gonna put Naruto and Sasuke in between a rock and a hard place like they already aren't right now. So Naruto is going to have to make a very decisive decision. And it's like, we're going to see a side of Naruto I feel like that we haven't seen. Now, I do personally believe Naruto is always, like the show itself, it's always been based on, friend or the mission. Like, fuck the mission, nigga. Where my bros at, it's ride or die. So this nigga's not going to put the mission over his son, but it's literally his son's life is the center of the fucking mission being like, they have to stop these Otsutsukis, these parasites, from invading their planet, and his son is literally the front door for these niggas to walk right in. So what are you gonna do at this point, Naruto? So the overall theme for Boruto, a race against time, I actually like this idea, because going into a couple of chapters, let's say post Jigen versus Kasha Koji, I want to see the approach they're about to take. Ain't no more chilling in the hit. We're past that point, bro. Ain't no more Thunder Burgers for Boruto. None of that shit, bro. It's getting serious. I'm talking about when we reach that point in Shippuden where every freaking second after they finish the mission, they're already on another mission. Naruto and them was always outside the village. They're always traveling, going to the Six Tails, going to the Three Tails, going to find Itachi. All of this shit, bro. Boruto, Sasuke, Naruto, and Kawaki. You see how they emphasize on all of their faces when this nigga Amato was like, and I'm gonna let y'all know how to kill an Otsutsuki member, right? So I feel it's not one of those four. It's gonna be all of those four. It's gonna land a killing blow on Ishiki Otsutsuki, but the way the story is being built up is just so many possible scenarios for different plot twists, because it's a possible plot twist with Kawaki. It could be like, well, did this nigga Ishiki take over his body, or did this nigga Kawaki just came upon his own ninja way and he's like, you know what, fuck all ninja ways, right? And then there's another plot that's like, well, shit, is Boruto gonna actually become a Momoshiki, or somehow is the karma seal just not gonna, disperse into his body? And it was emphasized by Jigen himself how much faster the resonation between Boruto and Kamaki was going, and it sped up the process significantly, much more faster than Jigen anticipated, to the point where it's like they don't even have to wait for as long as they were planning to wait, because we understand the karma seal takes time to disperse. So in Boruto's case and in Kawaki's case, the karma seal is dispersing faster than it normally would versus, say, someone like Jigen who has the karma seal. So assuming by the time Boruto turns 16, because the process has already been sped up so much, you can say like, damn, this nigga Momoshiki probably can take over Boruto's life by the time he turns 16, 17 years old. Now, the only thing is that when we see 16-year-old Boruto versus 16-year-old Kawaki, not only are they referring to each other niggas by their first names, now, not only that, but it's like, it doesn't seem to me personally that Boruto is acting out of character. And even for Kawaki, since it doesn't seem he's acting out of character, because Kawaki always been that type of guy that look at something, keep a cool head about it, or, unless he's angry at the matter, other than that, but look at something, keep a cool head about it, and say what he has to say, and keep it short and sweet. He kept it short and sweet. He said, I'm finna send you to where I sent Lord 7. Simple as that. Now these niggas start boxing, so now either one of them are acting out of character. Now there's the thing. These Otsutsukis are parasites, so this nigga Ishiki was able to crawl into Jigen's brain and slowly take over Jigen's body using his voice, using his words, and be able to mimic Jigen's life. So it could be that where, they just calling each other by the vessel's name rather than saying, yo, Ishiki, like, shut all that shit up, and then Ishiki like, yo, Momoshiki, you going to where Lord 7 was at. So for shit sure, there's that possibility, but all in all, a race against time for Boruto's existence, a race against time for Kawaki's existence. And then it's like, I feel like Kawaki is in a more safe position rather than Boruto, because essentially Kawaki's karma seal is empty versus Boruto's karma seal having Momoshiki already be inside there. Now there's this thing with how Ishiki is being able to, basically have two karma seals in two different vessels at the same time, and I already planned on making a whole nother video on that, so I'm not even fun to talk about that too much. But it is like, it's plain and simple, like this nigga Kawaki's life right now, as long as Ishiki is still in Jigen's body, his life right now isn't completely threatened. Now, I don't know if Ishiki manages to die while in Jigen's body, what will happen to Kawaki's karma seal? Will it automatically disappear, or is that just going to be his power to keep for good? If that would be the case, that would be lit as fuck. Or would this nigga Ishiki essence automatically transfer over to Kawaki? There's so much shit that this nigga Amato has to reveal. Next chapter is finna get crazy. How to kill an Otsutsuki member. But all in all, this nigga Naruto, this nigga Sasuke, they're gonna have to make some choices. They're gonna have to make some decisions. And this nigga Sasuke is already gonna be on some urgent shit. Like, we gonna have to figure out a way to fucking slow down these effects, or basically just stop the Karamazoo and prevent Momoshiki's resurrection, a race against time. And I feel like this is where the manga is gonna do it, and this is where they're gonna bring in Boruto's Jogan. But until next video, it's your boy Blackachi out there, long face, skinny body. Holla at your boy. I'ma holla at y'all. Let me know what you think in the comment section below of the video. How do y'all feel about this overall theme in Boruto's story? Developed ideas for what's to come in Boruto's story. So comment below. Let me know what you think. Boruto chapter 46 was fire. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think this nigga Naruto is going to make a surprising ass decision? I really don't feel like he's going to be like, because Amato tried to be slick when he said, like, well, you could stop the shit if you just kill Boruto right now. Nah, nigga. Fuck that. How much time we got left? We finna work this shit out. It's your boy Black 3. Holla at your boy. I'ma holla at y'all until next video. Yes, sir.
solemnly swear from this moment forward that I will never lose again until the day comes.